It's time for our next installment of Ask Ange. And remember that if you have a question about low-carb, high-fat diets or ketogenic diet or lifestyle, you can hashtag Ask Ange. You just need to subscribe to our channel here on YouTube and leave a comment, or you can follow Advantage Meals on Facebook and you can hashtag Ask Ange, and we will get your questions answered in a future episode. So today's question was actually brought to us by a chance encounter that I had at the grocery store. I came across a couple in front of the cooking oils having a very passionate discussion about which coconut oil they should buy. And they obviously weren't familiar and were kind of having trouble figuring out what to do. And I said, "Excuse me, can I help?" And told them that I would go with the virgin coconut oil that is cold pressed because it's less processed and it's better for you. And they said, "Oh wow, thanks." And so then they were telling me that they're going to use the coconut oil for their bulletproof coffee because they are starting a ketogenic diet. And I said, "Oh yes, I'm very familiar." And they asked if I eat a ketogenic diet, and I said, "Yes, I do. I eat keto most of the time, and I kind of cycle in and out sometimes." And the woman said, "Oh wow, so you mean I don't have to eat this way forever?" And I said, "Well, no, you don't. But I will say that I find it much easier to maintain my weight if I eat keto most of the time. But if you eat carbs, sometimes it's not gonna throw it all off." And we had a nice little conversation, and I wished them luck and went on with my grocery shopping. But I wanted to kind of delve into this just a little bit more here for our Ask Ange, and talk about, do you have to be in ketosis forever, and can you ever eat carbs again? And the simple answer is no, you don't have to be in ketosis forever. And yes, you can eat carbs again. Of course, there are some details to discuss with that. The first thing that I want to touch on is that I think that as keto gets more popular and is becoming more mainstream and more people are learning about it, they're hearing about it as this new great weight loss plan. And it is a great way to lose weight. However, it's not a fad diet. I think that maybe some people are thinking of it as something that they'll do for a few weeks or a few months and lose a few pounds, and then they're done with it and they go back to their old way of eating. If you lose weight on keto, but then you go back to the standard American diet of high carbs, you're going to gain that weight back. And so it's not a fad diet. It is a lifestyle. It is a way of eating. And finding a way to include carbs at some point in the future is just a part of your journey, finding out what works for you. You will find after you've been in ketosis for a while that you tolerate carbs in a different way, that you can eat some carbs and you don't automatically gain weight the way you might have previously. And a lot of that is because part of being in ketosis is the creation of metabolic flexibility. While you are transitioning into ketosis, your body is literally building new machinery. You're building new mitochondria, which are the energy powerhouses in your cells. You are building new pathways for fuel burning, for fat burning, for ketone burning. You're becoming better at using fat and ketones for fuel. You're becoming more efficient, and that makes you metabolically flexible. That makes it easier for you to be in ketosis sometimes, or to eat carbs and be in glycolysis sometimes, and go back and forth. That kind of flexibility is one of the beauties of the ketogenic lifestyle. It also goes along with that we've talked before, ketosis is an evolutionary adaptation. The human body developed this ability to go into ketosis so that the body could thrive even during times of food scarcity. Now, in a natural evolutionary setting, food scarcity is that the hunt didn't go well, or seasonal variations in the food supply. And so because of those things, people would go in and out of ketosis as different foods were available. So cycling back and forth is a natural part of the process and what our bodies have evolved to do. In the modern world, most of us are surrounded by food all the time. There is not really food scarcity. And so we have to mimic those rhythms for ourselves. And so that's why we eat a ketogenic diet and stay in ketosis for a period of time. And then you add in carbs sometimes so that you go back to that state of glycolysis and then go back to keto. So you're in ketosis again. And you mimic those rhythms on purpose to give your body that cycle and kind of create those natural rhythms in the modern world that we live in. One thing I want to say for anyone who is new to ketosis, I do not suggest that you carb load or carb refeed or carb up are some different ways that people refer to it. I do not suggest that new folks try to add carbs in until you have been in ketosis for a little while. You need to give your body time to build that machinery, to build those mitochondria, to create that metabolic flexibility. It takes, I would say, 6 to 8 weeks maybe for most people to become really fully fat adapted, fully keto adapted, and really set that stage so that your body has really made that switch. And then after 6 to 8 weeks, maybe you can try playing with adding some carbohydrates in and see how it makes you feel. And those kind of things. Now, that being said, I don't think you have to wait until you've lost all the weight you want to lose or anything like that before you try carbs. As a matter of fact, if you have a large amount of weight to lose, it might be beneficial to add some carbs in occasionally and do some carb loading. It can help break a weight loss stall. If you've kind of hit a plateau, adding some carbs in kind of switches things up. It changes the hormonal picture. It keeps your body working and thinking and breaks that plateau and can be very helpful as far as weight loss plateau and that kind of thing. Your body also could send you signals. When you take processed foods out of your diet, when you take excessive carbohydrates out of your diet, your body is better able to tell you what it needs. Your body is better able to signal to you again. Insulin, which our body releases when we eat carbohydrates, is a very powerful hormone. It can cover up a lot of other signals that your body is trying to send you. And processed foods have a lot of chemical additives and things that have been created by scientists to be addictive. And they are created to cover up our body's natural signals. So when you remove those kind of things from your diet and your body can talk to you again, then your body will tell you when you need carbs. So if you are feeling more fatigued than you have been, or for women who are especially sensitive to hormone changes, if you notice changes in your menstrual cycle, or things just don't feel right, or you kind of think maybe you should have some carbs, that for some reason you just intuitively feel that, you should follow that. Listen to your body, try a little bit, see how it makes you feel, see if it changes those negative things that you were feeling, see if that answers the signal that your body was telling you. For me personally, if I've been in ketosis for 2-3 months, a lot of times I will start having food cravings, like specific, I need to eat a sweet potato, or I really want to eat all the red things, and all the red fruits and vegetables just sound amazing. I will start to crave foods that way. Now, of course, red fruits and vegetables, there are lots of keto-friendly red fruits and vegetables, so I can do that without getting out of ketosis. But if I'm craving a sweet potato, I know that my body is telling me that there is nutrients or the carbohydrates itself that I need, so I can have those carbs, I can have that sweet potato with a meal, and then usually I will go back to my ketogenic way of eating at the next meal, and that usually does it for me. But everybody's different. Some people do a whole day, some people do a couple of days, some people have a strict schedule and they eat, they do their carb loads once a week or twice a week or once a month. Some people are more flexible and intuitive and just kind of eat as the desire comes to them, as their body sends them signals. If you are having food cravings for processed foods or junk foods like beer and pizza or Oreos or things that I might have craved, in a previous way of eating, I would guess that those are not your body trying to send you signals about nutrients. That's probably most likely attached to emotional eating or habitual eating. And if you're having those kind of cravings, I would suggest finding yourself a keto alternative. There's lots of recipes on the internet for keto bread and keto pizza and keto cookies. And while those may not be the most ideal foods, they will help you get past that emotional or habitual craving while staying in ketosis, while staying true to your goals and honoring that keto journey that you're on without derailing and going down a path that might take you back to those same habits that were giving you health problems in the first place, which is why you came to keto. So if you're having those kind of cravings, find a keto alternative. If you're craving real unprocessed carbs, then try them. See how it works for you. Try it for a little bit and then go back to your keto way of eating and see how you feel. Note that carb loading and cheat days are two different things. If you go to a birthday party and you choose to have a piece of birthday cake, that's okay. You are choosing that, and it can be a very healthy thing to include in your life. Just know that carb loading and cheat days are different. They're going to make you feel different. They're going to do different things in your body, and you need to think of them as two different things, and it will help you in your journey in finding what works best for you. So to sum it up, for folks that are new to keto, make sure that you don't play with adding carbs in for at least 6 to 8 weeks. Give your body time to adapt. Listen to your body's signals. Listen to what your body is trying to tell you that it wants. Differentiate between cravings for processed food and cravings for real food. There's a difference between carb loading and cheat days. And just remember that everybody is different. Everybody's amount of carbs that they will need in their body on a regular basis, how often, how much, when they carb load, is all very personal. And you will experiment and find what works for you, and trust your intuition. Trust that you can find the best way to eat for your body, and it doesn't have to be somebody else's protocol. You don't have to do it just like somebody else does. There's no magic formula except the one that works for you. So thanks so much for watching. Remember to subscribe here on YouTube and follow Advantage Meals on Facebook. You can hashtag AskAnge if you have questions, and we will get you into a future episode. Thanks so much for watching.